Hello everyone. This is lesson 6-4 from Algebra 1A, and we're going to be talking today how to convert quadratic equations from vertex form to standard form. I promised you this was going to be a quick lesson, so I'm going to try to talk really fast. So yesterday we were talking about equations in vertex form, which is if you look down at the examples down below on this page, those are all written in what's called vertex form. Today we want to start looking at how would we get them into what's called standard form. And standard form, even though you maybe have never seen it written in letters like this before, you are familiar with this. You've seen equations written in this form before. But standard form of a quadratic looks like this: ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are all numbers. Okay, they're all integers. And so when I write something in standard form, it's all cleaned up and pretty. I've simplified everything. I've put all of my like terms together, all of that kind of stuff. This is a standard form quadratic. But there's no way to look at, like if I look at example 1 here and I can pick out like the 2 and the 4 and the 1, those do not relate to the A, the B, and the C, okay? There's not a direct way to figure out what A, B, and C are. So what you're going to do instead is you're going to simplify wherever you can. And when I say simplify, that includes things like FOIL, distribute, like terms, all that kind of stuff. It's just cleaning everything up. The other piece to being in standard form is you need to isolate the y, meaning you need to move everything to one side and have y by itself. I'm just going to move everything to one side. The good news is you already know exactly how to do this. All right, you've done all of this math before. Really, if you look back at lesson 6-1, you've done all of this already. This is exactly what we were doing. I also want to point out that when I do these examples, I'm going to write out every single step. And I suggest you do that in your notes just so that you have it to refer back to. But when you're doing these on your own, chances are you're going to be able to combine some of these steps. So when we're simplifying, I should also point out that we're going to be following order of operations. So PEMDAS comes into play here. So the very first thing I'm going to worry about is the fact that I've got this square hanging out up here. And so I'm going to go y equals 2, and then I'm going to do 2 copies of that x minus 4. Now I'm going to FOIL, okay? So I'm going to take these 2 and multiply them together. So I'm going x times x times 4, and so on. So, and I'm putting that in parentheses because I still have the 2. So x squared minus 4x minus another 4x plus 16. Those other 2 numbers, by the way, came from doing negative 4 times x and then negative 4 times 4 down here. And then I have the plus 1 out here. Let's go ahead and put together our like terms. Okay, so the negative 4x and the negative 4x. So x squared minus 8x plus 16 with a 1 sitting outside. Now, between these 2 things, we have to think about which one should come first. According to PEMDAS, multiplication and division has to come before addition and subtraction. So next I'm going to distribute this 2. And then I still have that plus 1 hanging on down there. And then my last step is just to put together the 32 and the 1. And that right there is standard form. That's what we mean when we say put it in standard form. It's really just clean it all up, do all the math. Okay? So again, I realize that took kind of a lot of steps. It's a little tedious. You probably could have taken some shortcuts on a step or 2 there, but this is your end goal. okay, is just take all of this stuff that we were leaving in Vertex from before and clean it all up, put it in standard form. So my suggestion to you, I'm about to do example 2, but maybe pause the video for just a second, try example 2 on your own, and then check and see if you get it right. Okay? I will carry on. So some people like to move this 2 at the beginning. They catch on right away that that 2 shouldn't be over there, that eventually we're going to need it over on the other side. I usually wait till the end. I usually clean everything else up and then I'll move the 2 at the end. So, but if you want to move it right now, that's okay. 1 half x minus 6, x minus 6. I'm going to FOIL. Gosh, the longest part of this video is going to be waiting for me to write everything down. And then x times x is x squared. Then I have minus 6x, and another minus 6x, and plus 36. Combining like terms in the middle. X squared minus 12x plus 36. I'm going to distribute the 1 half. So that'd be 1 half x squared minus 6x plus 18. And then for my very last step, I'm going to move the 2 over. And so we end up with y equals 1 half x squared minus 6x plus 16. And that's it. That's your standard form. That's really it as far as new content for today. I will go ahead and work out example 3 and then maybe, oh, sorry, you couldn't even see that one. I'll just post it so you can see if you got it correct if you want to, but otherwise you can go ahead and move into homework for today, which should be the quiz review from 6-1 to 6-4. Okay? Have a great night.